Thank you. Welcome again. We're going to look on a compound when it ends. When a compound's name, when a compound's name ends with ATE or ITE. And by the way, when a compound's name ends with ATE or ITE, it means we have an element and a radical. That is the secret that you should know. If it ends with ATE, except for hydroxide, it's an element and a radical. So we're going to start direct because in our last class I told you it's done. So we're going to start direct to examples. For example, sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate ends with ATE. So it means that we have three elements. Sodium, we have sodium here, we have sulfur, and we have oxygen. So because it ends, we have three elements. By the way, if it ends with ATE or ITE, we have three elements. One of them is oxygen. We have three elements. When it ends with ATE or ITE, we have three elements. One of them is oxygen. So sodium sulfate, ATE, we have sodium, sulfur, and oxygen. And sulfate, remember, it's formed when two atoms react as a unit with a net charge. So if you are asked, what are the elements present in sodium sulfate? It's sodium, sulfur, and oxygen. Why? It ends with the ITE. So we have three elements. This is back in Form 1, but it's very crucial and base of chemistry. So sulfate, you just know the formula of sulfate. So writing the formula, sodium valency 1, sulfate SO4. In our previous videos that we have done, we talked about radicals and their valencies. So therefore, sodium is valence 1, sulfate is SO4 valency 2. Now therefore, it's too negative, but just grasp to the valency 2. SO4, what should be in your head is SO4. Sulfate is SO4 valency 2. Therefore, exchanging it, 2 becomes a subscript of sodium and 1 here. So 1 has no effect in sulfate. So it has no effect. Therefore, the formula of this compound will be N2SO4. N2SO4. That is the formula of sodium sulfate. Let's go to another one very fast. Let's do another one. We're going to do calcium nitrate. Calcium nitrate. It ends with ATE. It means therefore we have three elements that are chemically combined. Because we have it ends with ATE, which are calcium, nitrogen, and oxygen. And nitrogen and oxygen, a radical that is formed, that is nitrate, these are a group of atoms that react as a unit with a net charge to form nitrate. So nitrate, we know it from radicals. I taught you the valencies. So nitrate is NO3 valence 1. So calcium nitrate will be written as calcium valence 2. Nitrate is NO3. That is the most important thing that you should know. And its valence, NO3 valency 1. So looking at it, can it be simplified to N1? We only exchange the valences. Not the subscript of oxygen here. NO3 should remain that way. We only exchange these valences and simplify them. So calcium nitrate, Ca is for calcium valence 2, NO3 valence 1 is for nitrate. So looking at it, it's just good. You cannot simplify that. 1, you come to calcium, and 2, will come to nitrate. Now listen. When we have a radical here and the incoming, for example 2 here, the incoming subscript for a radical. If we exchange 2, this is where we have a problem. Exchange 2 or 3 to a radical, not 1, but 2 or 3 to a radical. If we exchange 2 or 3 to a radical, then we first put brackets to the radical. If we exchange 2 or 3 to a radical, then we first put brackets to the radical, then the number. Now, calcium nitrate will be there for. Calcium is valency 2. Nitrate is NO3 valency 1. NO3 valency 1. So therefore, 2 will come to the radical. Therefore, it will be as subscript of the radical, and 1 will come to calcium. Therefore, the formula of calcium nitrate is Ca into brackets, because 2 was exchanged to the radical. Therefore, it will be CaNO3 brackets, then that is the calcium nitrate. And let's do another one. What can we do? Calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate then with ATE. It means that we have 3 elements that are chemically combined, that is calcium, carbon, and oxygen. So radical carbonate is CO3. The carbonate radical is CO3 valency 2. So calcium carbonate is calcium valency 2. Carbonate is CO3 valency 2. Can it be simplified? Yes. That's what you should ask yourself before exchanging. Yes, it can be simplified here 1, here 1. Therefore, calcium carbonate, if we exchange this one, it has no effect. So calcium carbonate is written that way. Let's do the last one. Aluminium sulfate and calcium phosphate. Aluminium sulfate. Aluminium sulfate ends with ATE. Aluminium sulfate ends with ATE. So therefore, it means that we have 3 elements. That is aluminium, sulfur, and oxygen. And this sulfur and oxygen are radical with sulfate, because these are the atoms that combine and react as a unit with an ether. Therefore, aluminium sulfate is Al valency 3, because aluminium gives us 3, and sulfate is SO4 valency 2. So, what we do here, we ask ourselves, can it be simplified? No. We can exchange. And we say when we exchange a number to a radical, we put brackets to the radical. So, this is 2 and 3 and 2. So, therefore, these are the things that we exchange, the valences. 2 comes here, so 2 will come here, 3 will go there. Therefore, the formula of aluminium sulfate will be, Al. 2 has come from the sulfate to aluminium, Al2. We are done with that. 3 goes to the radical. 3 goes to the sulfate radical. Therefore, it means we said that when if we exchange a number 2 or 3 to a radical, then we first put brackets to the radical, then followed by the number. Therefore, we put brackets to the sulfate radical, SO4, then we put 3 outside. So that is aluminum sulfate. We're going to do the last one. We're going to do the last one. We're going to do the last one. That is calcium phosphate. We're going to do the last one. Calcium phosphate. Calcium phosphate. Calcium phosphate. The last one. That is the last one. So calcium is valence 2 because it loses 2 electrons, and phosphate is PO4 valence 3. PO4 valence 3. So calcium phosphate ends with ATE. It means we have 3 elements that are chemically combined. That is calcium, phosphorus, and oxygen must be one of them. We say there that when a compound's name ends with ATE or ITE, 3 elements are chemically combined. One of them is oxygen. So calcium phosphate contains calcium, phosphorus, and oxygen. So writing the formula of calcium phosphate is calcium valence 2, phosphate PO4 valence 3. So after writing that, you ask yourself, can this we only exchange and simplify the valences. We do not touch this one. So calcium is in valence 2. Phosphate is in valence 3. So that is only what we alter, simplify or exchange. That is our rule. So looking at it, can it be simplified? No. So we exchange. 3 comes to calcium and 2 comes to phosphate. Therefore, it means that 2 coming to a radical, we must put brackets to that radical. Therefore, writing the formula of this, it will be calcium Ca3. Then we put brackets to that radical because 2 is exchanged to a radical. And we said if we exchange 2 or 3 to a radical, then we first put brackets to the radical, then the number. So looking here, 2 is exchanged to a radical. Therefore, the formula of calcium phosphate will be Ca3, PO4, then we put 2 outside. Therefore, in this compound, it means that we have 3 calcium atoms, phosphorus atoms are 2, and oxygen atoms are 8. So, thank you. Any question that you inquire about writing the formula of a compound, you can send it to me so that we can talk about it. So, looking at that, I think in our next class we look at writing balanced chemical equation. Thank you.